So my hair's a little messy right now, guys, but I just wanted to like talk about something real quick before I watch Bleach, because guys, I promise I'm gonna finish Bleach. I promise. And like, it's pretty much almost done, isn't it? I think. Don't mind my hair, it's a little messy because it's after school, so you know. But anyway, what I was talking about, I want to talk about backlog because that's such an issue for me for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is. My brain will hop from thing to thing, right? For example, I could be watching Bleach, right? I could be watching it for like weeks straight. Usually like three weeks I could watch it straight, you know? And my brain will be focused on watching Bleach and only Bleach. And then boom, like out of nowhere, I'll start thinking, hey, let me watch this other thing I was interested in. So then I leave Bleach behind, like I have so many times. Both the manga and the anime, like I don't know what it is, but I also talked about this last year. I think it's like the length that low-key like gets me to kind of steer away from it. Like, it's really not that long. But I don't know what it is. I think when I see new episodes get added on, say 1,000-Year Blood War, right? When I see episodes get added on, I'm like, okay, it's getting longer and I'm farther, you know. What am I in right now? Let me look actually, because I have it on my thing. I'm season 10. What am I on? Season 10, 163. So like, it's like when Uyu's fighting that one Espada. I can't say his name. Like I really don't know how to. And let me see, cause what gets me to like, you know, kind of feel anxious, right, is, you know, I start an anime, let's say again Bleach. I started a show because, you know, for the characters, whatever I'm interested. And again, I still love Bleach. I do want to finish it. I really do. Probably the anime before I finish the manga, because I don't know. I'm not good with reading manga. I don't know why. I could, even with Hunter x Hunter, because y'all could see it back there. I love Hunter x Hunter, but for the life of me, I can't read manga like coherently, or not coherently, but like, you know, consistently. I mean, like I usually take breaks between things, even like watching something consistently, especially as long as Bleach is, what is it? Let me see. Season 2. There's 26 seasons in the original Bleach show. Like, you know, everything from like the first episode to, I think, what is it? The Fullbring arc, I think. Like the end of the Fullbring arc. And then there's more, technically, like not that much, like for seasons at least, but then there's more because of the 1,000-Year Blood War. And I think because it's ongoing, like whenever something is ongoing, I'm like, okay, this is getting too long for me. I know I can't, you know, I start to build up that doubt that I can't like finish something, you know, so that I just stop watching. And it kills me. Because even if I'm enjoying it, that fear and doubt of not finishing something, or it being too long, or like, yeah, stuff like that, or like fear of missing out will also get me anxious a lot. Like fear of missing out on what's going on in the 1,000-Year Blood War, you know, because especially in online communities, right, you know, everybody's talking about the newest thing. And, you know, say for someone like me who started Bleach really late because I was watching other stuff, you know, because, you know, Bleach was like 2000s, I think, you know, or like back then, right? So, you know, everyone's, at least like, you know, the community that I usually see post a lot, right, or like the people that post a lot now on like Twitter or Reddit, whatever, right, they are talking about the 1,000-Year Blood War, and it's like, I'm not anywhere near that. And then it gives me like anxiety, not anxiety, I don't know how to word it, but then I'm like, okay, well now I feel bad because, you know, everybody's, you know, I kind of feel left out, you know what I mean? Like fear of fear of missing out, all that stuff, because I know that it's gonna take me a long time to get to 1,000-year blower, and I think it kind of like scares me out of continuing to watch. I don't know why it works like that for me. Okay, it confuses me real bad, because I'll get that fear of missing out, right? And instead of that fear motivating me to continue watching and to catch up with everybody else, I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna, I'm not, like, at least in my head, right? In my head, I'm like, I'm not even gonna deal with all this, because my brain tells myself I can't catch up. You know what I mean? And I guess also the same thing with One Piece. Like, I kind of do want to watch One Piece, but y'all see it at length. Like, listen, I wouldn't say I struggled with Hunter x Hunter. I love Hunter x Hunter so bad. It's one of my favorite animes. That, Attack on Titan, and obviously Bleach, because I talk about it all the time, right? Especially right now. So this is probably one of my favorite things right now, because Hunter x Hunter, I already finished that, like the anime. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So like, I finished Hunter x Hunter, right? But near the end, like the Chimera Ant arc, right? Mind you, I love this show like so much. Like, I love it. I was obsessed with it. Like in COVID time, right? Y'all know how that was. Like, online school, everything. I was in 2020. Yeah, in 2020, I was in, or whenever COVID was, I forgot. I think 2020. When that was going on, like all that online school stuff, I was in 8th grade, and me being me, not joining calls or like just muting myself the entire time, I was watching Hunter x Hunter for those years. Everybody was inside and everything. So even during the hardest parts, when the pacing kind of got to me, it was like whittling me down, I still finished it, like, somehow, because the pacing in the end kind of got to me. Like, y'all, it was like so much happening, but also it felt so long and dragged on. Like, I don't want to say it like that, because it's not dragged on in a bad way, but it just felt longer than it needed to be. Or I guess that's saying the same thing as dragged on. I don't know. For me, a very important thing in shows, right, is pacing. Like, for example, a lot of Bleach episodes, I feel like I get bored with, because the pacing can be really slow, especially older animes. I feel like, say they have filler, right, or they're doing like a longer episodes, or like episodes of, say, this manga volume, or like stuff that's happening in the manga, right? And they're taking, a bunch of episodes to dedicate to that stuff that's going on in the manga. You know what I mean? So whenever, what was I trying to say? Right. Whenever, the pacing is kind of getting to that point where I'm like, okay, this is kind of a little slow for me, I kind of like, I kind of get back from that. Not get back, but I kind of lean away from that. Pacing is really important for me. Pacing can like literally not ruin a show for me, but kind of get me to like steer away from it, lean away from it, because I could love something so much. Say, like, again, Hunter x Hunter, I could love something so much, but the second the pacing, not the second, but like the more the pacing kind of starts to whittle me down, especially when the pacing from all the other seasons was so good, and the pacing in this one season is kind of meh, I'll start to be like, okay, like, not that I lost interest in that arc, but I kind of, how would I say it? I felt like my intention wasn't really there, because it's like I was trying to, like, I was really trying to, like, invest myself, but it was just difficult because, again, the pacing, I hear people talk about it all the time, the pacing of the last arc, but like, you know, it is what it is, because I finished it anyway, and I love it, and I cried. When, Meruem and Komugi died, I cried. Spoilers, I guess. I mean, to those who haven't finished it for some reason, like, hello. Anyway, but yeah, that's also why my backlog, you know, like, I start so many things because I'm like, oh, I love that style, or oh, I love the way these characters look, right? That's why I start a lot of things. Say again, Bleach. I was looking at the characters, I was looking at, you know, the enemies, the this and that, and I was hearing so much about it. You know, it's literally one of the big three. And you know, I was like, why shouldn't I get on this, you know? But it's again the pacing that makes me that adds on to that backlog. And when I start to lose interest, right, I start other things that I'm interested in, and then when I lose interest for that thing for whatever reason, say like backlog, I mean not backlog, pacing, whatever, right, where I don't really click with it anymore and I kind of want to watch something else, you know, I'll move on, right? My bad for that. I got cut off because my mom came in the room to give me an egg roll. But anyway, guys, like I was saying, yeah, my backlog is real bad. Not even just for anime either. Like, it's also, let me think how much anime. I got Nana, I didn't finish. Beastars, I didn't finish because I felt like, how would I say, like, again, the pacing I didn't really like for this one part. Like, yeah, for this one part I was up to, I was kind of like, okay, like, I'm gonna move on, you know? And I don't really know if it's a bad thing for me to just go from thing to thing, right, without finishing stuff. Because that's the thing, I want to finish stuff, right, so I can get the full experience. But then it's like, you know, should I spend time, like, invest time in this thing that in the moment I'm not really interested in? You know what I mean? So again, that's why the backlog keeps building on. I got Nana, Beastars, and I really liked Beastars. I just couldn't finish it. What was it? Dragon Ball, would I say too slow? I don't know. Yeah, I felt like for me, the fights were too slow. Like, I'm sorry, the fights were too slow. Even OG Dragon Ball I didn't finish. So, OG Dragon Ball. What else? So many things, man. Like, I start so many things. The only anime I can honestly think, like remember that I finished off the top of my head is Hunter x Hunter, because, oh, and AOT. My freaking nose is itchy. And AOT. Let's see. Well, we got Jujutsu Kaisen, but like, it's not finished yet. I watched everything, but you know, it's not finished yet. So, I mean, I don't know. Let's see, Demon Slayer, yeah, right up there, because I got figures. I know y'all can't see it because it's like in front of me. Not over here, it's in front of me. I didn't finish Demon Slayer either. I really like Demon Slayer, but I don't know. Like, to be honest, I only had a few characters that kept me invested, and that's the problem too. Like, say I would get into a show, like say Jujutsu Kaisen, right? I got into Jujutsu Kaisen for Mahito. I know, don't say nothing. So I got into Jujutsu Kaisen for Mahito, and then after he, you know, got, what would you call it, absorbed, whatever, right? Absorbed, I guess. I wouldn't say I lost interest. It's more like my investment in the show kind of, you know, a little bit, right? You know what I mean? And same thing with Inmu from Demon Slayer. He is my favorite demon. At the time when I was watching it, I was obsessed with him. He, you know, again, favorite demon. I really liked the Mugen Train arc. It was so hype. Like, whew, I almost cried at the end. Actually, did I? I think I did a little bit, with the whole stuff with, you know, seeing Tanjiro cry, and I was like, oh, this, you know. But anyway, yeah. Like, that too, when I get so heavily invested in a character, and let's say the character isn't around that often in the show, right? Like, doesn't show up that often, or the character gets killed off, right? Then my investment in that show kind of like dwindles. And not to say that's a problem, but sometimes, I mean, it gets a little annoying to a point for me, right? I gotta drink my water with my little, can y'all see it? With my Chad keychain on there. So cute. Hold up. Anyways, so I'm probably gonna cut that out. Anyway, yeah, like when I pour my investment in a character in a show that I'm watching, and again, yeah, they're not around that often. Say Chad, right? Chad from Bleach. Obviously, he's on every episode. Obviously, he's not always doing a lot, and y'all like to joke about that in the Bleach community. Cause you know, I could never imagine Chad losing. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, like let's say again, Chad, he doesn't show up a lot. He doesn't fight all the time, you know, cause he is one of the main characters, yeah, but he's still here and there. And I guess at one point, my investment in watching Bleach, like I'll always like Bleach because it's so hard. Like it's so hard. The vibes and like everything is so hard. But anyway, you know, my investment in actually watching the anime was kind of dwindling because, like, at one point for a little bit, because, you know, I was watching the show, you know, and I feel like the less Chad or whoever my favorite was, let's say also Shinji, right? The less my favorite started to show up, I was like, okay, you know, like where is he, guys? You know, like that. I go through that also. Or like same thing with the video game, right? I'm playing and I have a favorite video character from the video game. Let's say Rivali from Breath of the Wild, right? I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, a sequel to Breath of the Wild, you know, and because Rivali was so lacking in Tears of the Kingdom, you know, my investment was not really there, like whatsoever. And y'all know they did so well with the champions. They did so well with the champions, and just to like kind of, not to say erase them, but kind of do away with them, like hide them or shoo them away, right, into the back, into the closet, back, whatever, right? To do that to them, especially when the first Breath of the Wild was so built off of them, you know, like literally, like all the cutscenes, almost all of them, because some of them are just Link and Zelda, but a lot of the cutscenes are built around all of these characters, all the guardians, or I mean champions, sorry, right? So when I played the sequel, and you know, they're all gone, like they're literally absent, my investment in the story was not really there, you know. I mean, I like Taro and I love Sidon, maybe not so much as others do. Like I like him, he's a cool character, but like you know, he's just not my favorite. My favorite was Rivali, but y'all know what happened to him. Anyway, and on top of that, speaking about Zelda, Zant, whew, one of my favorite villains other than Ganondorf probably, and some others, but yeah, anyway, again, yeah, like my investment was in the champions, and especially in Rivali. He was my favorite. I have other favorite Zelda characters too in Breath of the Wild, but Rivali is my top favorite Breath of the Wild, right? Yeah, especially champion. And it's like, you know, that they're all absent, their stories are absent, you know, they're basically absent from the sequel, like, period. Like, they're not really mentioned like that, other than like little things, right? Even the freaking guardians that were such like a core thing in the first game are absent. It's like my investment just, you know, it's like they erased everything. It's like they erased everything. They were like, oh, all that stuff, yeah, we forgot about that, right? And it's like, you know, and I know a lot of other people feel this way because, you know, for years, a lot of people's investment was in the stories and the characters that Breath of the Wild created, right? So to kind of just do away with them in the sequel was kind of like, you know, like so dirty. Did them so dirty. And don't mind me playing with my hair. I feel like it. But yeah, did them so dirty, doing away with them like that. When again, like other than just me, so many people's like investment in them characters was like, you know, still there. Like that's why I still play Breath of the Wild till this day. Not just the fact that I still have some quests, some to do, because I have like 300 hours, 400 hours. You know, that's why I go back sometimes to play, because again, like I said, Breath of the Wild, like Nintendo built this whole story, they built all these characters, everything, right? Had us invested in them for years to then do away with them like a sequel later. And it's like, why should I play, you know, this game that none of my investment is in, you know, none of it, because it's all in the, you know, the first game, right? Y'all see the point I'm trying to make? And same thing with shows. I can also apply this to shows, right? Say, you know, I'm watching and then my favorite character dies, right? And it's like my investment is kind of gone. So then I just go back and then I watch when that character was around. Not really the example I wanted to use, but hold on. And back on the topic of backlog, because I had to drink some more water. Yeah, it could be for anything. The Boys I finished. The Boys, I love The Boys. It's low-key all over the place right now, but I mean, I still find a way to enjoy it, even if it's kind of nonsensical at the moment. Like, it's weird. I don't know. Anyway, like, I still enjoy it because I like the characters, but Black Noir, they didn't have to do that to him. Like, he was my favorite too. Why is it always my favorites? Like, actually, it's always my favorites. That's why if anything happens to Illumi, I think I might just crash out. But anyway, back on topic. I can finish shows, but it just annoys me so bad that I have such a big backlog, because I will start things and then I'll suddenly, let's say with Danganronpa, right? I finished the third game, right? I spent hours on the third game, so long, like more than I even had to, because I do extra stuff and then I try to get a bunch of cutscenes and stuff for the characters I like, and then maybe other characters that I also kind of like, other than my favorites. And, you know, spent a lot of time on Danganronpa 3. And all my investment was, again, in the characters. I mean, with the characters in Danganronpa 3, right? And when I tried playing Danganronpa 1 and 2, I just couldn't, bro. I just couldn't, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, maybe eventually I can get back to it, but it's like, again, back to the fact that I start so many things, and like, I feel like I end up ripping myself away from them so easily. Especially if, again, Danganronpa, right? I spent so many hours in one of the games, right? And when I try to hop back to the, say like a sequel or prequel, right? Whichever order you want to go, it's like I kind of get, like, I don't know what the word is, but like, you know, you're kind of like burnt out. I say like burnt out, you know, that's a word I want to use, burnout, right? Same thing with Shenmue right now, because I spent hours on Shenmue. I was trying to take my time, everything, and I really like Shenmue, and I was trying to, you know, I actually platinum Shenmue, so I spent more hours than I needed to on that game. I had to go back and grind a little bit just to finish. I mean, yeah, just to get all the trophies. And oh yeah, so I finished Shenmue 1, right? Because I'm going in order. I finished Shenmue 1, and of course, you know, me being me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start Shenmue 2, finish Shenmue 2, and then leave it at that, because Shenmue 3 is so booty from what I've seen, and I don't know if I want to ruin my favorite, not my favorite, but one of the game franchises I like that. But anyway, you know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start Shenmue 2, and I'm gonna finish it. Obviously did not freaking happen. I'm still in the middle of playing right now. Like, it's there in my game library. Like, I have it there. I could load it up. I don't know. Again, I felt kind of burnout after finishing Shenmue 1. And that happens. I guess with that, I feel like it makes more sense when I get burned out, because it's like, you spend so many hours in this one game and then hopping straight to the next one. It's like, all right. It's like, all right. Let me relax. Let me process everything that just happened from the other game, It happened. So I feel like that's reasonable, honestly. Same reason I had with Danganronpa. I just got burned out and I couldn't really hop right back into the other two like immediately. I don't know. I just can't really do that. I need like time to like kind of get motivation to keep playing, because it's like, if I spent so much time in Danganronpa 3, why would I want to do that all over again with 1? Like, not that it was a bad time. There was sometimes I was frustrated, but I had a lot of fun though. It's just like, to do that all over again would burn me out so bad, and it's like, I don't want that. I want to come back when I actually want to, you know what I mean, instead of just going to the next game because you gotta, right? Because it's the next game, so you don't want to do other stuff, you know what I mean. That's what happened to me with The Last of Us also. That's on my backlog, because I finished The Last of Us 1. I had so much fun with that. I really like The Last of Us. I tried playing the DLC, didn't finish that because I got burnt out again, because I spent a lot of time with The Last of Us. I feel like I was like really patient with the game. I feel like I played it really slowly, right? Because I wanted to like take everything in. And when I tried playing the DLC, I was just burnt out at the point. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then I thought it was like a straightforward thing. And then when I started to die a couple of times at this one point, like when you're in the pharmacy or something like that, and you're trying to get out of the mall with Ellie in the DLC. What is it called? DLC? The extra, whatever, that thing, when it's like a prequel to what happened, whatever, right? At that point, I was just like, all right, I gotta stop, because I got burnt out. I did. Like, I'm gonna admit it. I get burned out, okay? Like, especially if I spend a lot of time with one game, I can't really go to the next one just like that. Like, I need to switch it up and let myself breathe before I go back into, like, the game or the next one, That, I don't think I could really apply to shows. For me, I feel like it's a game-only thing, because for a show, especially, like, it's not like you're doing it over and over and over, like the same thing. Different things are happening, especially anime. Like, different stuff is always happening, unless you watch something like Naruto, where this boring ass filler, like, all the time. You probably not gonna be, burnout, or what am I saying? I'm like just dizzy right now because I'm trying to get my words out, but and I have a headache right now. But anyway, yeah, so like, I don't know, I can't apply that to shows because it's like, there's always something different happening. But again, you got factors like the pacing, and then if you're actually interested in watching it, I don't know. Like, I really do want to finish things, right? I really do. But it's just like, I don't know, for me, I feel like it's so difficult, because it's like, I don't want to force myself to finish something, even if I enjoy it, right? Even if I enjoy it. Say if I know I want to move on to something else, like, let's say right now with Bleach, I want to watch Gintama or One Piece for a little bit, right? I want to try it out, right? But then I tell myself, oh, the more I watch other stuff, I'm not gonna finish Bleach. Like, I really want to, like, I'm gonna be distracted or whatever, right? I kind of tell myself that, and then I don't know, it just feels like I'm forcing myself at that point to watch it, and I don't want that, I want to watch it because I want to, I don't want to feel pressured, I guess, to watch it just so I could catch up to everybody else, and I guess also with life, it's good to to do things at your own pace, like I'm always late to things. I'm always so late to things. I got into Zelda Breath of the Wild like real late, like I got a Switch like I think a little, what was it, in middle school did I get it? Yeah, I think I got it when I was in like 7th grade or something, right? So I got into like the, or whatever year, I don't know. And the Switch been out for like I think like 2-3 years maybe. By the time I got it, I'm not too sure. I could just be talking. But the Wii U been out for a while, Zelda Breath of the Wild been out for a while, so I get into stuff really late, like all the time. So I guess that pressure, or like also fear of missing out, kind of makes me feel like I should force myself. But then it's like, why do that when I know forcing myself, I'm not going to be able to enjoy it that way, Like, why force myself watching this thing when I can actually enjoy myself liking this thing while watching something else? Does that make sense? Like, because, the more you start to watch something that you don't really feel like watching because you're forcing yourself, it's like you start to dislike that thing, if that makes sense. The more you do that thing you don't want to do, you're gonna dislike it, or you're gonna grow to dislike it, and I don't want to do that with the things I like. I want to actually, either take my time with it, or just get into what I get into, say if it's calling me, right? It's calling me, let's say, or I just see this thing and I'm like, hey, I want to get into it, That's usually what I tend to do. And I just, like, to me at least, like, even if I hear a lot that, oh, you gotta finish these things, oh, this and that, oh, your backlog, like I can't deal with all that pressure, all that fear of missing out, all that stuff. That's actually why I don't end up finishing stuff, because of all that. Like, it stresses me out so bad, and I want to be able to watch a show at my own pace, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to do that with Bleach again. Like, I still have those feelings with it because, again, it's pretty long for me, at least. For me, it's pretty long. And because, again, I also play video games, so I spend my time doing that also. So it's an investment for me to try to finish Bleach. And I know it's worth it, but that's the thing. Like, all these stress factors make me not want to watch it, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I don't know, I guess I'll figure it out, because sometimes I'm in the mood for it. Usually when I'm at school, I'm like, oh, I wish I was watching Bleach right now, right? But then when I get home, I'm like, I don't want to watch Bleach. It's like, I don't know, because then, it's so weird how I do things. I don't know, like, I could literally tell myself, oh, I want to finish Bleach, and I don't work towards finishing Bleach. So then, but I mean, at the same time, again, I don't want to guilt or force myself into watching it while my attention is towards other things, like Gintama right now. Like, I kind of want to watch it, and I don't want to watch Bleach while my attention or my focus is, oh, I want to watch this other thing, because why would you do that? Why would you force yourself to watch something knowing, or like forcing yourself to watch something, right? Meanwhile, your brain is not focused because you're thinking on how you want to watch this other thing. Like, that's not what I want to do, So sometimes I quite literally have to watch other things, so I can move on from that thing, and then I can get back. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a full circle for me. It's a pretty stressful cycle that I go through, because again, all those stress factors and everything. But I mean, I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring out what works for me. And for me, I feel like not that my attention span is bad, because I could spend a lot of hours playing something like straightforward instead of hopping from game to game. I wouldn't say my attention span is bad, or my, how invested or how much I can spend time on one thing, right? That's my foot, don't worry. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's more like for someone like me, at least with my brain, right? I quite literally have to go from thing to thing, or else I'll burn out. Like, I don't know. It just works like that, bro. I don't know. I low-key want to look that up, why I have to do that, or like why, why I have to do that. But yeah, because it's like I want to watch things consistently. Like, I really want to. Or like, say I want to play things consistently. Well, playing is one thing. I usually finish games. Like, if I really like a game, I'll finish it. Especially like, if it's long, right? I'll finish it. I'll make sure I do. But anyway, say like with the show, it's like, it's like I have to hop onto something else the second I start to feel burned out, because I can't, like, I don't wanna, I don't know, but yeah, sorry for the lighting change, y'all. It's dark again, bro, because it's getting dark, and I have my window right here, so like y'all gonna get all the natural lighting. But anyway, that's kind of everything I wanted to say. Talk about backlog, whatever. Not that long of a rant. Kind of long, because I always talk a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope that whoever deals with this stuff like me, who feels it similar, and deals with the backlog in the same way, like they have to get into other things or else they'll burn out, I want to know how y'all deal with it too, because it's like I feel like I'm so alone. Like I be seeing people all the time finish stuff they like, say anime, especially anime fans. They'll be like, oh yeah, I watched One Piece in 2 weeks, something like that, right? Be like, I watched so and so in like 3 weeks, 2 months, whatever, right? Like a very short amount of time to finish something, right? Oh, excuse me. And I be seeing them, and it's like, how do y'all do this? Like, how do y'all do this? Because me, I burn out from things so easily, like all them cicadas, bruh. Anyway, yeah, it's like, I don't know, I burn out so easily from things sometimes, and it's like I be seeing them, and it's like, I don't know how they do it. But yeah, that's kind of everything I wanted to say, to be honest, because I want to eat my egg roll. But yeah, bye guys.